Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday Live. So we hit another week. So it is, of course, beautiful springtime here in Australia, and in Europe it is autumn. So welcome, everyone. My name is Ashley Hay. I'm a mixed media artist and also the importer of Powertex for Australia. So, of course, my plan from last week to bring you some springtime creativity and journaling has been changed because I actually received a shipment of Powertex. So everything is back in stock, which is awesome and very exciting. It's been a little bit of a long time coming, this one. It was like the slow ship to Australia. But it is here. Everything is back in stock. And of course, there is some new stock. So for the Europeans, there'd be nothing new about the new Powersmooth. But for us Aussies, we can't wait to get our hands on it. And so, of course, I've had a little bit of a test in the studio this week. I wouldn't say I've done anything comprehensive, but I have tried something that I've been dying to try for a long time. So this is it, the new Powersmooth, new to Australia. And it does come in two sizes. So it comes in 500 grams and it also comes in 150 grams. Now, if you just want to try it, then get the 150 grams. But this size is really good. It's going to go further if you know that you are going to love it. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for dropping a comment in. Nicole from Three Hearts Studio, great to see you as always. And also Sandy from Canada. So welcome. Lovely to have you here and watching. So really wonderful. So this is the Powersmooth. Now, what the Powersmooth is essentially a very refined powder. And when you mix it with the Powertex Universal medium, it is going to make an air-dried clay. But what I love about it is that you can actually turn it into a paste. So you can mix it with the Powertex Universal medium in any color and make it into a paste, which then you can put onto your artwork. And it is going to create like a really smooth surface. And it is also going to then be a waterproof surface as well. So it is absolutely wonderful. Roz is going, oh, woohoo, it's finally here. Yes, Roz. So it is here and it is now on the website as well for people who have been asking. So it is up. So that is the Powersmooth, and that's what we're going to play with today. So, of course, if you have used the Powersmooth and you have made any discoveries, things that you found that you love when you're working with it, please let us know. But for a long time, something that I've wanted to do is I've wanted to create a little bit of a, lovely skin on my sculptures, so something smooth. So Renee Warwick from Renee's Funky Designs, she actually suggested using sand, and so I have been using sand and Powertex, which gives it it's smoother and kind of gives it a nice little texture. But the Powersmooth actually will smooth it right down. So that is super, super exciting. So if you have for a long time wanted like a skin-like finish, this is the product that is going to give it to you. And so it is super. And of course, if you do want a smooth surface on anything else, because it is Powertex based, it is going to adhere to basically any surface, which is really, really super exciting. But for me, the first thing I wanted to try with it was to create a skin. So I'll put her over here. I wanted to play with mixing the Powersmooth into a paste and using it as a skin on some of my sculptures. So that's what I've had a little bit of a play with this week, and you would have seen a sneaky peek of that on Facebook with the little time-lapse video that I did. Hey, Robin, lovely to see you here from Kentucky in USA. Welcome. And Carol's here as well from Ladybird Creative Arts. And lovely to see you. Kat's here too. So welcome, everyone. And let's get cracking with what we're all here to do, which is to explore this wonderful not new, but new to Australia product, Powersmooth. So as I said before, you do need to mix it with the Powertex Universal medium. And let me just zoom on down to the art table. Please ask any questions as we go. I may be able to answer them based on what we've done, but I'm going to share a few of the discoveries that I've made with you. So, of course, I've got an array of tools here, and you do know that I love my palette knives. So I've got a million different palette knives here. I've got some metal ones, and then I've got maybe not a million, but quite a few. Then I've got some plastic ones. I love these. I've actually got about 3 of these on hand at the moment because, of course, I'm not going to be able to wash up my tools as I go. So I have tested the transparent waterproof with the Powersmooth to make the clay and how it makes the paste. So that's sort of the first thing that I will show you. So there is a little bit of clay made up here. You can see I've put a little label on it, transparent, and I'll just show you the Powersmooth in the transparent. So basically what you can see here is what I tested in the week. So this is actually the Powersmooth with the transparent waterproof. So is this, and so is this. So it's just different quantities of the Powersmooth. And of course, you all know that one of the things that I love about the Powertex range of art supplies is that it's got so much versatility because you can actually mix it to the viscosity that you want. And so you can make the paste as thick or thin as you want and really play around with that. So you can see this sort of has a little bit of translucency to it. And whereas, you know, the thicker you get, it has less and less translucency in those mixtures. So with the clay, you can see how it comes up really super smooth. And so it's just going to give you a really beautiful finish. And I will mix up some as of today so that you can see how I do my messy mix. And then this one is done with white. So I wanted to try a different colour. And then I've just scratched back into this. And this again is white. And so you can see how smooth that actually is, which is just really lovely. So you imagine a thin layer of very smooth, like it's almost like a slip. So if you're familiar with clay, you can actually put like a runny mix of a slip onto some of your surfaces and it just smooths everything down. So that's what it will do for you. It will actually smooth everything. So where you don't want a textured layer and you want it to be beautiful and skin-like and luscious, then use the Powersmooth. So that's the white. And then, of course, I also did try the blue as well because my mermaids are blue. And I thought, well, I'll just mix up some of that as well while I am going. All right, let's take a look at some mixing. So the first thing is that you can create a skin using the Powersmooth when you mix it with the Powertex Universal medium, and it is going to be beautiful to create that skin-like quality. All right, so before I go on and show you actually how I popped it onto the mermaid, I will show you that in a little bit, but what I'd like to show you first is actually mixing up the product and just having a little bit of a play. So I'll have a play and you can watch, and please ask me any questions as we go, and I'll let you know my thoughts. So I'll just make this so that you can see the art table a bit better. Okay, so all right, and let's get that off of there so you can really see well. All right, so I've got just a little mixing palette. Now, you don't have to do it on like a mixing palette. You could actually do it on a you know, in a little tub. I've got a bowl of water as well. I've also got some water in a spray mister, and I've got a dry cloth and I've got a damp cloth just to clean my hands off. And normally I would also have a bowl of water so that I can just throw my tools in. So if you are working with the transparent waterproof, it is obviously really important to look after your tools well. Okay, so we've got the Powertex and we've got it in the transparent. And I do just want to show you a little bit of that. I'm not going to show you too much of that. So what I found was putting the transparent down first, the Powertex down first, was actually really good. The nice thing with this is it is sealed, so you just rip off the top, and then it's actually got a seal that closes up so you can see how smooth that actually is. I just used a bit of a spoon to take some of that out. So if you are mixing it into a paste, you will actually find it quite economical. Whereas what I discovered was if you make it into a clay, it's actually not very economical at all. You're not going to get a lot of product out of it. So the best way is to you know, create your air dried clay and then smooth your surface off. So use your stone art or your easy 3D flex, and not that you probably use your easy, I've got a little bit of blue Powertex there. Not that you probably use your easy 3D flex when you're trying to smooth everything off. More likely with your stone art clay that you might want to like if you're modeling a face or something, you might want some really smooth clay for actually doing that. So Kirsty, who has worked with Powertex for years and years and years, she is in Norway, and she has given me the tip that to get the best value out of your Powersmooth when you mix it into a clay is to mix it with stone art. And do a 50-50 mix of stone art and the Powersmooth with the Powertex Universal medium. And then what that will do is it will make the mix more economical, and it will give you a beautiful smooth clay. So I thought we'd look at that next week. So I've just got a little bit of this on here, and I'm just going to show you, look how beautiful that actually is. Now, obviously, doing it on a painting is not normally something I'd probably use it for, although I might find that I actually end up really liking the effect that it gives. So what I would tend to use it for is more for my sculptural layers, like I've said, where I do want it to skin. But you can see it is giving a very subtle texture on, you know, this surface. And of course, it is going to dry with a degree of translucency. So I could actually use that on my sculptures and then just paint them. But I'll just mix this into a little bit thicker so that you can see how that goes. Hey, Karen, lovely to see you. Victoria is now represented. So welcome, lovely to have you here. So of course we're checking out Powersmooth, and I'm just mixing it with the Powertex Universal Medium in transparent. So it is a waterproof Powertex, and the transparent waterproof is now available in 1 kilo and 500 grams. Okay, so this is a thicker mix, and so that's the sort of mix that I've got on this section here. So if we put it down, you can see I can kind of texturize it, I can smooth it. Of course, I could add some water to it. It actually pulls really, really nicely. See how that is just pulling, and it sort of comes away from the surface as well, which I actually really like. And so as a painter and mixed media artist, I am sure I will love this in my artwork. It's just going to be a case of experimenting and playing until I discover, you know, how I like to use it and what I like to do with it. So at the moment, as I say, really I'm just testing and playing around. So of course, the other thing that you can do is I can add, you know, a little bit of water to that. So you can see how that is just going, look how super smooth that has got when I just get my finger and add a little bit of water onto the top of that surface. I don't want to super saturate it, but actually just having a damp finger like that is actually, you know, really, really nice. And what I was saying about a slip before, so look how smooth that is. So isn't that gorgeous? Yes, it's gorgeous. Say yes, say yes. Join me in my excitement. I am so excited about this product. I have wanted, you know, to play with something like this for a long time. So I'm so excited to have Powertex come out with this. So I'm just going to smooth off this one as well, even though I'm loving that texture. Carol's just saying yes, she thinks it will be awesome for mixed media as well. But you can see that, you know, that when you do this smooth clay on top of a sculpture and you get this really porcelain-like finish, it's just going to be absolutely stunning. Now, let's say I didn't want this sort of slurry look around there. I can just wipe that away. Ta-da! Okay. So, yes, so Carol's just going, oh, it's going to go really well on the mermaid sculpture. So, yes, of course, that is what I have been really playing with this week, Carol, is putting it on the mermaid sculpture because it just really smooths off the skin really, really beautifully. So my mission then was to just use up all my materials. Those who know me know I don't like anything left over. So while I was there, I should have actually drawn into some of this, but that's okay. I'll mix up some more. But, you know, you can distress it as well, of course. So experiment and play. And, you know, draw back into it as you wish, like I have done here. So you can see it kind of lifts and it gives a really kind of interesting texture. When you mix the clay, you can, yes, so Karen's just asking, could I use it in moods? So I knew what you meant, Karen. So can I use it in molds? Yes, you could, but like I was saying, you know, you'll probably find it more economical to use a mix of the stone art clay and the Powersmooth, and it will make a really beautiful clay, which is actually what I'm going to show you next week. So I'm going to test that this week. But what I've done here is I have actually made the clay in purely the Powersmooth. So let me show you that. So I thought I'll make a little bit extra and have a little bit left over. So so this was just made yesterday, so I'll just warm it up. Carol's just asking, does it dry quickly? It gives you enough working time, Carol, but it does tend to dry quite quickly. Look how smooth that is. So you can see, you know, that you can just mold that really easily, like plasticine, really. And it's got that plasticine sort of feeling to it. So if, you know, so you can do, you know, anything with it. Don't know if you can see that, but I've just basically twirled it around and it's given it a twirly texture. So there's so many possibilities of what you can do with this. So I can really, really easily mold it into shapes, and the shapes are really super smooth. So Karen, it would go really well in molds if you had some really delicate things that you wanted to, you know, mold really, really carefully, then it would probably, you know, be really lovely. So I'm just going to pop that down there. Not really doing anything too much with it. It wasn't really my plan, but you can see how you can easily make really some, you know, simple form with it. And of course you can roll it out, and it's just got these, you know, really beautiful, soft, lovely finishes. So just going to chuck a little bit more down. Just move that one. So, you know, I'm not taking a lot of care here. So, you know, you do some really beautiful explorations, and, you know, possibilities will just be clattering away. Now, of course, I can, you know, smooth some of that down as well. And like I said before, just, you know, getting a little bit of water on your finger will also just smooth everything really, really beautifully. I'll hold that up for you. It's not very exciting, but it's a start. So, you know, we need to start playing with this, experimenting and seeing what is possible. But, you know, you can make a clay with it, you can form it, and you can see how you can get this really super smooth surface. Okay, and then of course I can, you know, go back into that and take some pattern into it. I could push a stencil into it, which I did with this one, which I'll just show you quickly. Can't help myself, I'm smoothing. Okay, I don't really want to smooth if I'm going in with a stencil because it's then going to be wet, but wet and sticky. So I'm better if I'm using a stencil to just let it dry. So, well, just put it down naturally. So you can see how smooth that's going, and I can muck around with edges, I can muck around with textures. But I think the best thing about this is for creating those really smooth surfaces on your sculptures. So where you want it to be, you know, beautifully smooth, like you can see this is, that's where, you know, just putting it onto the surface of, you know, your sculptures is just going to be stunning. So Nicole's just saying, nice to be able to add it to different universal, Powertex Universal medium colours for different coloured finishes. 100%, absolutely. So, yeah, Karen's just saying, very leaf-like what I've just done. So, you know, even though it's a demo, we have to kind of, you know, play and make something out of it as we go. Now, usually I'd probably pop a little bit of Powertex under here, but I'm sure it's going to just stick with no problem anyway. It seems to be adhering pretty well. And I did that. I just put it on without any Powertex underneath yesterday, the other day as well. And you can see, you know, how that has stuck down really well. It's not going to come off. Okay, so then, of course, you can do anything that you would do with your stone art, with your Powersmooth. It just is going to be, you know, have a smoother finish. I am just going to smooth that off a little bit. Did I say I wasn't going to wet it? Okay, so let's see. It might be a bit sticky because I did that. Let's just push that into the stencil. I'll hold it up so that you get a closer view of it so you can see what's happening. That is just pushing through and giving dimension to the stencil. Lovely. Take it off carefully. So it did stick a little bit just in the centre there. That's pretty nice. There we go. So, you know, you can mould it, you can shape it, you can draw back into it, you can do lots of things. Just going to move this, make it a bit more random. Okay, so I'll pull my mermaid out here. And it's probably going to be, I don't know how well you will see, but essentially what I've done is I have basically, the arms are a bit lumpy, you know, when you do the masking tape and just the Powertex over the top with a bit of sand. They're still lumpy. You can see the tape marks. This shape, I would like to change that. So, of course, I can make an air-dried clay and actually shape that arm beautifully. And like I say, I will test that through the week with the clay when it's mixed with the stone art, so that you can see the difference between the stone art and the Powersmooth clay. So I will show the two clays. I'll compare them next week on Friday Live and let you know what I like. But look how smooth that has gone. So that was just with the blue Powertex mixed into a paste, and then I just used a little bit of water on my finger to smooth it over, and look at the smoothness of that surface. So it is really, really stunning, and it just will give you so many possibilities for really smoothing off surfaces. So attention to the shape with the clay and with the form, and then finishing with the Powersmooth is just going to really make it very beautiful. So Anne's just asking, is the Powersmooth clay the same curing time as stone art if the samples are the same thickness? I'm not 100% sure, Anne. Like I say, I'm just testing it out for essentially the first time. But from what I've done, I would say so. It seems to dry at a similar rate as the stone art, but like I say, you're just going to get such a much nicer smoothness to it. So I can stand her there. There we go. And the camera's trying to focus on two different things, but that's okay. Let's just mix up a little bit of blue Powertex with some Powersmooth. So I've got some blue Powertex Universal medium. Like I say, I find it nice. I won't put too much out. So you will find, and I actually love this, that to actually put what was I going to say? To actually put the paste onto your sculptures is actually really a very economical way of using your Powersmooth, because you're not going to go through a lot of product, and you'll see that a little bit goes a long way. Whereas if you mix it into a clay, you'll find that you use a lot of product. So, which, you know, I like to get value out of my product. And so you will find you get better value out of it using it in this thinner form, where you essentially mix it into a little bit of a paste and then put it onto the surface of your sculpture. So Beth is here from the Art Creatives, and she's saying, oh, this is something I need to play with. Beth, you are going to love this stuff. It's just going to be absolutely perfect for your sculptures. So like I was saying earlier, if you missed it, next week on Friday Live, I'm going to show you mixing the Powersmooth in with the, probably put too much now, never mind. We'll just go with however it is. It's not very pasty-like. You can see why I like having multiple palette knives, because I can kind of scoop and pull and push that. And of course, when you're working with it, if you do want it really smooth, and that's important to you. Okay, probably do just need a tiny bit more Powertex in there. It'll probably come out in a fast flow. Just want a spot. Yeah, that's better. Okay, you can see that's just moving a bit better. Okay, so now I've got this paste and I can actually add that. And so I don't know if you can see, but you can see a little bit actually goes a long way. And you can see that if I had a really beautiful form that had been made out of, you know, I've just really given really good attention to the detail of the form. These were actually demonstrations in a workshop, and I tend to work pretty at a pretty cracking pace when I'm doing demos. So I do need to go back in and, you know, re-look at that form. But let's see if that camera will just focus a little bit. Let me just hold it over. So you can see that, like I showed you on the board, you can see that on the sculptural form, that is just so beautiful and smooth. And so, you know, what I would do is I would let that first layer dry, and then if I wanted it any smoother, then I would just do like another very thin layer over the top of that, just to, you know, really finely smooth it off. But you can see there's a few little imperfections here. They're dents in the form. So where the form is good underneath, you're getting really, really beautiful, smooth, a really beautiful smooth surface. And like I say, I find just dipping, you know, my finger into a little bowl of water like I've got here on the table, it just, you know, moves that paste around really beautifully and goes really, really beautiful and smooth. Who's excited? Who wants to try it? Who has tried it? I know some people watching have probably already used it and love it. But I can't wait to have more of a play with this. So I might just move her back over here. I'm just going to wipe my hands off with that damp cloth. So just go to there. So what have we got here? So Ros is just asking, do you know how long it can be stored for when mixed? I will find out for you, Ros, but I believe it will be similar to the stone art from the feedback that I have had, but I will confirm that with you next week. So what is important, of course, is to wrap it in, you know, some plastic wrap like you've seen I've done here, and then it should last fine in an airtight container. So store it the same way as you do once you've mixed up your stone art, and you should find that it has a similar life, is my understanding, but I will confirm that with you. Okay, Carol's excited to try it soon. Woohoo! She's coming over this afternoon and is going to pick up some bits. I'm seeing Beth on Sunday, so I'm sure she'll probably be picking up some bits when she comes along as well. So it is, the verdict is, I love it. I am super excited. I have anticipated this product for a long time because I've seen it come out and I've wanted my little red hot hands on it to have a play. And so it is Powersmooth from Powertex Art Supplies, And when you mix it with the Powertex Universal medium in any colours, you can make a pasty clay that goes really, really smooth. Plus, like I said earlier, what I'm going to be talking about next week with you is I will show you Kirsty's tip on how to get the best value out of Powersmooth for turning it into a clay, because as I said, when you make a clay with it, you actually use quite a lot of powder to make a very small amount of clay. So for earrings or jewelry, it would probably be really, really beautiful because you could really give it a really beautiful gemstone look, and it would have that really smooth feel to it. But I'm hoping that when I test it with the stone art clay, I have seen how it comes up, and it looks similar. So just having that mix of stone art and the Powersmooth is going to mean it's a smooth, beautiful, malleable clay, but it actually doesn't take too much of the Powersmooth product. You're basically mixing it 50-50 with each. So if you want to try it this week, next week, you can let me know your results and test it. So Sandy is just saying, this is really exciting. I love it. I've only just heard about it because of me. Looks like we can't get it in Canada yet. I'll need to check. Thanks again. And yeah, thank you. That's really nice. She's just saying that, you know, I'm helpful. So it's been helpful. So that's really nice. Thank you for your feedback, and I'm glad. So if you can't get it in Canada, maybe just talk to your supplier and say that you'd be excited to try it when they get their next lot of stock in, and see what they say. So, okay, everyone. So just to recap, so today we've looked at, you know, the Powersmooth to create a skin-like finish. And as I say, next week we will be looking at making a clay with the stone art and Powersmooth. But if you want to try it this week, experiment and play to your heart's content. Adjust the amount of Powersmooth you know, powder to vary the texture, adjust how much stone art you put in, test mixing it, see what you love, and then you can let me know your results next week, and I'll let you know mine, and we can share ideas. The Creative Brains Trust is always a wonderful way of working things out, and of course testing materials is just so much fun. So I hope you have a fabulous creative week, and I will be sharing more with you next week about, as I say, mixing the clay. And don't forget to share your results in the Powertex Australia Creative Hub as well. Everyone will love to see them. If you're stuck with anything, it's a really great group to be part of. Ask any questions that you have, and if I don't answer, then someone else will. And there's just so many people in there with so much experience with Powertex that you will just get some wonderful feedback on the artwork that you share, which is finished. Or if you're stuck with something with a work in progress as well, you can ask questions in there to clarify anything. So join us there, and also you can subscribe to the Powertex Australia YouTube channel. So on there is so much free content that you can have a look at that will help you create with Powertex Art Supplies. And of course, you will find all the previous live streams on there. If you would like to get your hands on some Powersmooth, you can order it online if you are in Australia from powertex.com.au. And that is me for today. And I really look forward to sharing with you again next week. And I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments. Hang on, I'll just take that one down so I can have a look at the comments. So, yeah, so people are saying, thanks, super interesting. Thanks for testing the Powersmooth, Anne says, and sharing the results. So you're very welcome, Anne. I hope you enjoy having a play and you can get your hands on some, and you will love it. So thank you for joining me. If you are watching in replay, please leave a comment for me. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. So thank you for joining me. Ciao for now, everyone. Have a wonderful creative week. Ciao.